Hi my loves, Raymond, Lady Girl from Runaway, where we have culture, conversation, and community. Y'all know y'all too far. Y'all are too far. I don't even know why I'm trying it. In today's video, I'm coming to you all with a Baddies Feast episode. Now, before I get into it, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you're into this type of commentary and conversations, reviews, all of the type of things, I greatly appreciate it. I had a chance to look at my analytics, and a lot of y'all were subscribing, which I do appreciate. If you're new here, hi. I love you. Thank you. Let's just hop into it. This is like episode 2010, girl. I just feel like Baddies East is having the longest season of their life. Like every installment of Baddies just gets an additional 5 to 10 episodes, which, you know, let's just hop into it. So Zeus gives us a recap like they always do, period, and a point blank. And the name of this episode is called Up Schitt's Creek, which I think is funny. So House B they're still in the club. They're at Pier 1. If you've ever been to Jamaica, you've probably been to Pier 1. All of the clubs in Montego Bay, or resorts in Montego Bay, all ship the people to Pier 1. It's a really good vibe. Anyway, so they're doing the TikTok dance. I forgot the name of it, but y'all know it. I'll probably put a clip here because I feel like the music that they've been playing in the you know, the production music is just the editing music rather, is just a trip. Anyway, Suki and Rolly, well, before that, the TikTok dance. The TikTok dance in a club really kind of shows the difference in the houses. The other girl was just around there looking stupid, like whatever. Like Biggie was really in her element. I'm not even gonna hold you. Biggie was really looking like she was really like, you know, do her pop, pop, pop. Like she was really just like in the zone. All of the girls looked really good. And it's almost, it was like, you know, you at the house with your cousins and y'all do a little dance y'all made up and we all hit that joint at the same time. Like, girl, top tier experience. Only the black girls understand. Like, oh, maybe not, but you get what I'm saying. Like, y'all know, you know. Suki and Rolly are at the club and the camera kind of catches them making up, so to speak, which I feel like it was kind of good to look at. Like, one thing about Rolly, she knows how to make up with these girls quickly. Natalie was the same one in New Orleans who was beating and boxing Natalie up, and then they made up in the club immediately. And I feel like Rolly's a team player in the sense of she knows how this TV thing works. And girl, like, I really don't want to fight you, but I'm going to have to fight you and know that I'm going to be able to make up with you too. I think that that's one thing that we like about Miss Rolly, because we all know y'all not feeling Rolly. Me too, you know, to a degree. But I just feel like, you know, give her things. Like, she will make up with the girls. She don't keep it going like Stunna and Biggie did, where it just takes away and it sucks out the energy in the room. But I like that about her. So after that, I just feel like House B was, you know, the next morning, they was just doing their like real vibe stuff. Like, I really feel like House B, the more I'm seeing it, like, I know a lot of people have been saying it, but I don't know, I just didn't see it for them. They just seemed like, you know, the second best, so to speak, you know, House A, House B. But honestly, like, they really have a good, strong vibe. So they were all talking about how they were shocked that Suki and Sapphire weren't talking, but Suki was over there talking to Rolly, which I feel like that's a real concern. Like, girl, ain't that your friend? Why you over here talking to Rolly and you ain't talking to Sapphire, which is your homegirl? Y'all supposed to be in the same house together. They mentioned Smiley, and they were just like, you know what, Smiley is a funny liar. Camila said she ain't have no nothing. Like, she didn't miss her at all. She just want to enjoy Jamaica. Sky said she kind of missed Rolly. Sky said she missed Smiley a little bit because she was like, you know, she was just such an extravagant liar. And she was like, you know, nothing was ever regular with her. Even when we were talking about stuff at the house, I feel like Smiley was one of those girls who probably needed to over exaggerate and make herself feel special in a crowd of women who, you know, already kind of have a claim to fame, so to speak. Taseki is a little bit famous by proxy of her sister Kashawn, who is beloved on the network. Anna is apparently sleeping with Lemmy Pepper. Sky, she was already a big name. You know, Smiley, in terms of House B, was the only girl who nobody knew, right? So she probably was like dragging it a little bit to make the girls kind of like her. And that just shows, like, you know, immaturity. You don't have to do that for people to like you, Smiley. You know what I mean? Or anybody who does those type of things. So, you know, when they said she was even exaggerating about stuff at home, that's just like, in my mind, it clicked like, oh, I'm clocking her. Like, she probably was just trying to make herself seem more than what she was. So that way these girls who already have established platforms, and I think Smiley had a couple of 100,000 followers, since that's how y'all gauge people's platforms and value, child. But she didn't have the clout. She didn't have the notoriety. You feel me? You could be hood famous, you know, you big in Philly, but don't nobody know you in Virginia. Or I'll just say like Texas. You feel me? Because, you know, the algorithm ain't showing you, you know, your shit to people in Texas. They only showing people in the DMV tri-state area. Y'all know what I'm saying? Girl, I'm a little chatty today. Anyway, the girls in House B make up a little rap song about Chachuca. We going to Chachuca, whatever they were saying. And I just get, again, very much like, you know, throwback cousins. Like, girl, we at the sleepover, we at the slumber party, or rather a family vacation. You making up songs, you making up dances, you plotting on, you see him, he fine, girl. Like, it's just a whole bunch. And then here we are at House A. These disgruntled bitches. Clearly, these are the women who are the problem. Now we are starting to clearly see that House A came with a lot of things that were just not too much, not too much. But once they sitting down and they're talking, Rolly, you know, they obviously start mentioning the conversation that Rolly had with Sukihana because they made up so very quickly. And she basically lets me know that, you know, Rolly said that she didn't, or Suki said that they didn't want to fight each other. They had no real beef with each other. They didn't really want to fight each other. But, you know, it just so happened to happen like that. But they, you know, they get to talking, and I just really feel like the fact that Rolly comes out with her lace band on just the edges part, like, sister, at least if you're going to try to give an illusion, give the illusion all the way. Take that band off or just wear a bonnet. Because the fact that you only had that band, that lace band, you know what I'm talking about, on them edges, girl, you wicked. Anyway, they talk about Suki and her issue with Mariah, and she was just like, yeah, she don't really have no issue with me or whatever, but Mariah, she got an issue with you. And Mariah was like, yeah, I'm sure, I bet. Whatever she said. And I just feel like Mariah, like, although she's like a little teeny bopper, we know she's not gonna really like box nobody head in, but Mariah's getting them girls together in the confessionals. She just is. She's eating them girls up in the confessionals. Like, it's just no other way to flip it or dip it. I think because she's done TV before, she knows what to say, and the confessionals are a real integral part of a show. And we know that because look at the difference in production on Now That's TV. Like, the confessionals really don't eat. I feel like Kai on Young and Reckless, she eats in her confessionals. But we talk about this often. Like, Taseki, yes, she did her big one with Marsh, but all of her confessionals, she's high, she got an attitude, and it's just like, I don't know, like, you know, like, it's never nothing. Mariah is carrying the load when it comes to confessionals. Even like Natalie is cute, like, she gives us, you know, looks and everything like this, and, you know, her inside perspective. But Mariah is funny as hell. Just think back, like, I was chuckling like Mariah, and she got all of this animation, like, yeah, she on that. And I feel like just for the sake of the show, they need to bring her back. Krishan was funny in her confessionals. If they're not gonna bring Krishan back, they need a good person that's in the confessionals. I don't care. I don't care. Joseline is hilarious in her confessionals. Natalie, you get what I'm saying? Like, that shit is important too to some of the viewers. Okay, it's like, yeah, well, Rolly's like, yeah, well, Suki got a problem with Mariah. That's fine. I mean, like, she's already starting. Goes on to say, you know, she has a problem with everything that I do. Every time that I try to say something or give my opinion, Suki has a problem with it. So it's not even an issue. Like, I'm not even surprised that this girl want to have this issue with me. And Rolly is kind of like, she's agreeing, and she's like, yeah, well, you know, at the end of the day, Suki had posted on Twitter. Y'all remember how, you know, we remember that tweet that Suki had posted, like, who do they think they should go home? And Mariah was on that list, and she was like, yeah, she feel like I should go home, but I'm not going home, and I really don't even care about what she's thinking because it's not going to send me home. And then Sapphire sits up kind of a little bit like, all right, yeah, well, you do care if you're talking about it. You obviously care if you're having that conversation about it. And she's like, no, actually, I don't care. Like, she can say what she want to say, like, but I just feel like it was weird for one moment that you were trying to help me get my chain back. She didn't say that. She was saying this in the confessionals. Help me get my chain back, to now you're my op. Like, that is a little weird to me, and it does seem flip-floppy. It does. I don't care. And I like Suki. I think that she did her big one this season. But yeah, it was, because wasn't you just her friend? Ain't that your friend? And Mariah is just saying basically, like, all I said was it was weird for them to be arguing, and I just felt like it was weird, and that's all I said. So for her to get mad over that, and Rolly again agreed. So Rolly tries to say something, Oh, Rolly was trying to say, like, you can tell when people are on edge, like, they'll start, like, you know, looking a little bit different or whatever the case. She wasn't on edge. So before she could really kind of finish her thought, Mariah, she's steady going in, like, she's still talking, she's steady going in, like, So this is when Rolly kind of gets pissed off. Sapphire was already pissed off, but then Rolly got pissed off too, and she was like, that's what I'm saying, Mariah, you around here pillow talking, you around here doing too much, don't nobody feel like dealing with this, da 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 da. And then she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean. You're trying to come at me for what? And I just feel like she was trying to give Mariah a little bit of leeway, but Mariah was steady yapping because she wanted to, like, I don't know if she felt like she needed to prove her point, or she was trying to get the other girls to side with her, or she knew she had to kind of like put on for the cameras, but she was kind of giving yapping. And Rolly was trying to say something, but Mariah was like overpowering in that sense. Did y'all feel that? Once Mariah cut Rolly off, Rolly was activating. She's like, yeah, Mariah, you keep doing all this pillow talking and this he said, she said. She was like, ain't nobody doing nothing. Ain't nobody doing no he said, she said. But really, when I was thinking back about the he said, she said, Sky is at the root of it, y'all. Follow, listen. Mariah says, like, yeah, well, I heard that, you know, Suki Hana wanted to press me when we was in the club. She said she heard that from Sky. She said, in Suki's confessional, yeah, I heard that Mariah said she wanted to press me, she wanted to check me about something because Sky told me so. I don't know if Sky's doing that intentionally, trying to stir the boat or rock the boat or whatever, or maybe it was just like a miscommunication. But he said, she said, at the common denominator is Sky. Just let's just keep that in mind. I hope they address that at the reunion, because. And then again, I don't know, y'all drop that in the comments because y'all love clearing me about baddies, baby. Y'all be like, do y'all watch the same show? Do you watch the same show? Yeah, I watch the same show. Some of this stuff just don't be sticking for me, because what are y'all talking about? Like, there's so much that be happening on Twitter every day about, like, oh yeah, baddies. Like, I can't, girl, I'm watching the show. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if it's big enough, I might be like, oh, what's going on? But girl, I do not know, like, what the fuck? And that's another thing, like, so much happens off of the show, and then it's on the show, and then you gotta piece it together. Like, that makes for a bad viewing experience. I want to watch a show and know exactly what's going on, period. Like, when we used to watch Love and Hip Hop, we knew that Stevie was sleeping with Joseline, who was also with the baby daddy with Mimi, and they was dealing with each other. At some point, they had a threesome. We knew what was going on. I didn't have to go on Twitter and figure out where's Stevie's beefcake, because it was on the show. And I feel like that's a production issue. And the people that y'all got casted not giving out full story, but I digress. Stuff starts getting elevated. First, Mariah tried to leave or whatever. And when she tried to leave, I was just thinking to myself, Mariah, now, why would you try to leave? Because now you're looking kind of weird. So Rolly starts snapping, and they're going back and forth or whatever the case. You doing this weird stuff. And then Mariah goes outside, and she's like leaving. She's trying to leave. She was like, Halloween Town, Halloween Town. She cleared with Halloween Town. She did. She cleared with Halloween Town. That was hilarious to me. Anyway, they go outside, and she's like, yeah, get this girl out of here. Get this girl out of here. And she was like, I'm not going nowhere. So Natalie and Mariah are in the kitchen. They're kind of talking. She's trying to kind of calm them down. Natalie's in the confessional like, yeah, well, you know, Mariah's a bit of a diva, and she feels like, you know, this and the girl, and, you know, the girls aren't kind of going for it. And Mariah's like, I'm not doing all this weird shit because you said that you needed more money to fight Suki. I think what was happening was Mariah must have said something along the lines of, like, they're not paying me enough to be out here fighting Sukiana. It wasn't like, oh, bitch, I want to fight her. It was just like, girl, this is not giving. I'm fighting this girl, from what I gather. All right. Anyway, Mariah is popping it bad in the confessional. They keep saying Mariah's a diva. I can't get over Mariah being a diva. Like, girl, look how far we've come. Anyway, she's like, yeah, girl, you got rid of them rolls, but you need to get rid of them dirt rings in the confessional, which I just feel like them dirt rings, y'all, them dirt rings that big people have is something that comes from if you have diabetes or you're pre-diabetic or whatever the case. Them dirt rings don't really be dirt, y'all. That be diabetes. just so you know. So they're outside. Rolly throws something at Mariah because she was like, yeah, y'all being weird. And she was like, oh, you still talking? You still talking? That's one thing about Rolly. She thinks that because she's so much bigger that people ain't supposed to say nothing. And Mariah was still popping it like, girl, I don't care about none of that. And E.T. said, I like Mariah, but ultimately Rolly is my girl. And it just is what it is. Rolly had excellent aim. They kind of separate each other. And, you know, she's popping it. Go over there to house big. You don't deserve to, you know, to be sitting over here with us. Sapphire is all in the car. She just happy to have a space, girl. She just happy to have a spot. You know, some damn workers, you know, Suki don't want her. She just happy to be there. You know, Mariah's still going off. I'm not scared of nobody but Jesus Christ. And I feel you on that, baby. Jesus the Christ. And well, I'll pause right there because, child. Back to House B. House B is on a Sprinter and they're having it. You know, they're just really having it. They twerking, they drinking. So the girls go rafting. And Natalie and Scotty feel like this is a good time to talk. Anna and Camilla are lined up. And they are having a time. Like, they do the little mud massages. And, you know, says that, you know, the guy who gave her massage, his ass was about to get a flight back on a jet and come back to America. And that's how good the massage was. Which, oh my God, I just feel like two things. A foot massage and a scalp massage. It's gonna clear me. It's gonna clear me every time. I don't know what it is, but like a foot massage, like a good one, like, you know, and I'm not talking like nothing crazy, guys. I know how y'all be, child, but like a paid foot massage, like it's just something that like shoots through my body. Like my mind will start tingling. Like I will feel like this intense feeling over a good foot massage, baby. And then like the scalp massage, oh my God, bitch, do me I'm a homo right there till you feel it. A scalp massage, ho. Yeah. So they were having a really good time. This is the most fun. It was almost this is the only time where I felt like, wow, like I wonder how cool it would be to hang out with the baddies. Like, they were so cool. They were swimming from raft to raft. They had their drinks. They had their own speakers. It was a nice water. They said it was, you know, healing powers. I don't know if you ever had a chance to swim in a river or a spring. The water is so refreshing. Just really, really amazing. Again, this is one of the rare times where I felt like, I wonder how it would be to hang out with the baddies. When they be in them little tight chicken box clubs, it'd be giving like, girl, it's nice to look at it from here. I'm not interested in no club like that. But that experience looked lit. All right, we outside in nature and we got a little twerk on and we got a little lit going on. Like that's me, okay? I can go for that. But Bobby out there, child, not botch. Bobby was out there with the thong bikini, baby. I love it for him. So they start twerking and Mariah's twerking, so they're like, oh, you stink or whatever. So she like, no it don't, it don't stink, no it don't. And she was like, yeah, well, everybody in your house talking about how you stink. So she was like, girl, you stink, look at you. And she do all of this. One thing I can really say was some girls was having a good time, because first Suki had on this braided wig, child. Out of nowhere, all we see is she got the Harriet Tubman wrap. She got the on and on wrap, which I love me a good hair wrap, because I would never. But check what I'm saying, like, girl, you went from wig to wrap. You was giving like, girl, we getting comfortable out here. We really in Jamaica, which I love for her. But I was like, yeah, you know, your castmates was talking about you. She was like, oh, your castmate was talking about you. So anyway, they get the beefing. Y'all, so anyway, they're coming to an end of the rafting experience, and Suki is still popping into Mariah. You know, she must have been on a good one. And Mariah is getting off or whatever. She feel like she's trying to get out of there. You could tell she kind of had like a little hurry and a scurry about her. Biggie was just sitting here looking like, girl, I'm having a good time. And I love that for Biggie. Biggie done already did her little situation. She like, girl, this ain't got nothing to do with me. And I don't blame you. Don't insert yourself in nothing. Sukiana already came and kind of defended you, girl. I would say right up out of it, Biggie. She played her role well. So Sapphire is kind of getting off of the boat, and Sukiana is still on the boat or whatever. And she was in the confessional dragon like, oh, I heard you got pressure from me. I don't really even feel like Mariah in real life would want to have pressure with Suki. I really just feel like this is a plot that Todd set up. Like, this is, you know, Smiley got, you know, booted out by default, so now we need a new mark, and Mariah is you. Like, yeah, and Mariah clocked it. Mariah clocked it a little bit. She was just like, yeah, because of that situation in the confessional, because of the situation with ET and Rolly not going right. Sapphire, I already heard you say that you got to make it up. So what, you about to make it up on me? Like, Sapphire, you look stupid too. Like, Mariah, I don't know. I'm sure Mariah was being messy. Let's just start that. Two things could be true at once. Mariah was probably being messy because, I mean, like, y'all, it's Mariah Lynn. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, it's not hard to believe. But I feel like they was probably all in the house. That's what she said. That, you know, some of the girls that said, you know, they felt some type of way that Suki wouldn't be at the house for long, but she would come back and she was defending the girls and they felt like she was a flip-flopper. So it seemed like everybody had an opinion. But now that Mariah has an opinion, it's like, oh, we can use this and go all the way and kind of like, you know, get this girl out of here. And I just feel like, you know, it's very apparent. Like, I just feel like they just think that the girls that watch Baddies can't put two and two together. Like, girl, we see this as clear as day. It's like, especially if you've been like outside a little bit, like, girl, I see exactly what's happening. Like, it's very clear. Anyway, Sapphire is like kind of like circling around Mariah and she's like, Sapphire, is this a camera thing? Like, what are you doing? Because like, you know, I fuck with you for real, like in real life off camera. And she like, nah, it ain't no this, it's not no this, that, and the third. And like, they just kind of, Sukiana, she just, I feel like she put Sapphire in a position to try to redeem herself, but do it in a real way, sister. Don't do it off of little ass MARIAH LYNN. I mean, like, you know, you was just looking for, I think she alley-ooped Sapphire opportunity to redeem herself, but Sapphire is supposed to hit ET. Period. Sapphire was supposed to maybe not hit ET. She was supposed to throw a drink on that hoe. Something. Mariah had shit to do with nothing. Out of nowhere, you got beef with Mariah. It just seems funny. You don't find that suspicious? Like, what are you giving? Anyway, so Sapphire tries to throw Mariah in the pool, you know, in the water, and Mariah little self was holding on to Sapphire and drug her down. Like, yeah, you're coming in here with me. I don't know how they're gonna fight in the water. I think that that's really weird. Y'all in Jamaica, girl. Don't nobody want to deal with the motherfucking police over there. I think y'all should keep that cute over there. In any country outside of America, girl, keep it cute. This is why I'm like, how y'all gonna give it up at Baddies Caribbean? I better only be fighting in that house. Let me just say that. We're gonna see them next week's episode. Go to Bob Marley's house, and I was thinking the same thing Vicky said, girl, do not fight in this man's house. I don't give a care. I do not care. If they fight in Bob Marley's house, it's gonna be a crew of Caribbean. Just not gonna fuck with y'all. Yeah, Mariah's gonna go over to House B, which, girl, they really booted you out. They really gave you the Smiley treatment. Smiley couldn't stay and handle it, so they switched gears and went over to Mariah. That's all I got for y'all. Let me know what y'all think. As always, I'm sending you much love and much light, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.